merci du fond du cœur à toutes ces chevilles ouvrières de la dignité humaine. Aujourd'hui, nous vous rendons hommage, cette conviction dans l'humanité et dans la diversité, peu importe votre couleur de peau, votre ethnie, votre religion, votre genre, eh bien cette diversité fait la grandeur de notre pays. Et ce soir, la Belgique, notre petit pays, sera un peu plus grand, car oui, nous aurons osé sauver un peu d'humanité.
I am Ekber Tursun. I am Uyghur and I am from East Turkestan. Uyghur people call it East Turkestan. China calls it Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. And I live in Belgium. And Samuel is my friend and also my supporter. I met Mr. Samuel Kogolati in 2019 in Brussels when I was trying to help one Uyghur man living in Belgium about his family problem in China. And that was a year that Mr. Kogolati was elected to sit in a national parliament. We have met, we have spoken to so many people, but so many people have stopped in the meantime. Of course, they have supported us, but they have stopped contacting us, or they were silent, or they are not communicating, they are not contacting with us anymore. But Samuel is a different one. From the beginning until today, he did not stop for his support. And when we contact with Samuel, he never refuses. He never says, no, I am busy, please talk about it later. He never says like this. So he is all the time reachable, very supportive. What inspired him, or what made him support Uyghur people, and what made him not to stop for his support?
I think what was the most moving for me was to be able to meet with so many members, affected members of the Uyghur community like you. By meeting with people like you, Ekber, like Kelbi Nursitik, who was actually in the camps, who was a victim of forced sterilization, I was just moved, and I was feeling compelled to act and to do something serious here in the parliament.
What's your reason for your struggle for Uyghur people?
When you meet with so many people who know so many victims of the current genocide, of the current crimes against humanity, who know so many people who are in the camps, actually right now as we speak, I think that we, as democratically elected members of parliament, we should do something. And we should, go to the parliament and ask ourselves the question, do I do enough in order to free all those innocent people from the camps? I think that was really the trigger for me to act here in the parliament.
Before the recognition of the Uyghur genocide by the Belgian parliament, and you were put on the list by the Chinese government that you are not welcome in China. And how did you feel at that time against this Chinese action to you personally?
Well, seriously, and you see me laughing a bit, because what your family has been enduring for so many years is way worse and is completely not comparable to the sanctions that have been imposed upon individuals like me in the EU. Those sanctions were kind of a joke. Really, China really thought that they would impress us and that they would prevent us from taking action against the ongoing genocide against the Uyghur people just by imposing sanctions upon us. No, clearly, that didn't impress me. And as you see today, we are still continuing the fight, and we will not stop the fight. We will not be impressed by sanctions. Again, I think that our democracies should not shy away from fighting against authoritarian regimes like China. We should simply do our job, and those sanctions will not change my opinion.
until today, there are, I think, 9 countries who recognize the genocide and crime against humanity by China.
Yeah.
But
France after us.
yeah, France after us. Yeah. Belgium.
Yeah.
Belgium is geographically small, but we are strong. It's a big country.
Strong by principles. Yeah.
And yeah, but I suppose the 9 or 10 countries are not enough to make a global action against Chinese government's action to the Uyghurs.
So we really need now to transform the prohibition of forced labor into a cornerstone of our trade partnerships with the rest of the world. And we should say slavery has no place in the 21st century, at least from European eyes, from our viewpoint. Slavery should be completely banned. And we have a relationship and we have a role, of course, because if we come and invest in, for example, T-shirts that are made from Uyghur slave labor, well, of course, we're kind of complicit.
Yeah.
And if we know about that, I mean, I'm quite sure that people in the streets, between choosing for a cheap T-shirt or choosing for a T-shirt that has not been made through slavery, well, the people will choose for ethics, So I think that's also our next big work, big homework for politicians in Europe.
But you are the one who started from the beginning and who's not stopping until today. So in this aspect, I really thank you about your support. So
I'm super proud to be your friend, and I will remain your friend.
Of course, of course.
It's a big family now, the Uyghur family with great food.
I hope Mr. Saamuel Kogolati not to stop supporting the Uyghurs and trying to encourage other politicians or his colleagues to raise the Uyghur issue in the parliament or anywhere they can. And I really want to see more politicians to speak about the Uyghurs in the future, because it's not responsible. It's not only the responsibility of Mr. Saamuel Kogolati. It's a responsibility of all politicians to talk about the Uyghurs, to bring the Uyghur issue on the agenda, because the humanity, the Uyghur people are dying there in the concentration camps. It's a very urgent issue.